The tension began even before the cameras rolled. Hoda Kotb sat at the glossy studio desk of the Today Show, flipping through her cue cards, her smile soft but her eyes unusually sharp. Producers whispered around her, adjusting the lights, checking the teleprompter, double-checking the segment notes as if they sensed something volatile in the air. In the hallway outside, Meghan Markle paced back and forth in a fitted navy dress, her jaw tight. She had flown into New York for what her team promised would be a warm, empowering conversation about her new charity initiative. But the moment she arrived at the studio, the energy felt off. Her publicist kept checking her phone, the assistant kept glancing at Meghan as though preparing to catch her if she stumbled. 2 minutes. A stagehand called out. Meghan inhaled deeply. She had done hundreds of interviews. She wasn't a stranger to scrutiny, nor to difficult questions. But something today felt sharpened, like a knife laid flat on the table. The producer led her onto the set, and Hoda greeted her with a bright, professional smile. "So good to have you with us, Meghan." "Thank you for having me," Meghan replied, settling into her seat. The countdown began. 3, 2, 1, live. "Good morning, everyone," Hoda said cheerfully. "We're joined today by Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, actress, humanitarian, and founder of the Women Forward initiative." The introduction went smoothly. Meghan relaxed a little, answering the first few questions with practiced warmth. She spoke about empowerment, female leadership, and her organization's new mentorship programs. But then Hoda's tone shifted. "Meghan," she said, leaning forward, "many people have noticed that your public appearances are often accompanied by controversy. Some critics say your initiatives get overshadowed by the headlines you attract. How do you respond to that?" A soft murmur rippled across the studio. A camera operator lifted his eyebrows. Meghan blinked, momentarily thrown. Her smile remained, but her eyes narrowed almost imperceptibly. "Well," she said, maintaining her composure, "there will always be criticism. My focus has always been on using my platform for good. But don't you think," Hoda interjected, "that sometimes the message gets lost because of how you handle the press? There's been talk from former staffers about." Meghan stiffened. "I'm not sure it's fair to bring unverified claims into a discussion about charitable work." Hoda didn't back down. "But the claims exist. And some viewers believe you deflect rather than address them." The temperature in the room dropped. A producer off-camera gestured frantically, but Hoda was locked in. Meghan's fingers curled against the armrest. "With respect, Hoda, I came here to talk about programs that benefit thousands of women. Not to rehash tabloid narratives." "That's fair," Hoda replied, "but the public deserves clarity." Meghan's jaw tightened. "Is the public entitled to assume the worst about me? Or am I entitled to the same courtesy given to others who fight for social causes? It seems whenever I speak, someone insists on shifting the conversation away from the work I'm doing." Hoda's smile thinned. "I'm simply asking what people at home want to know. And I'm giving the answer they need," Meghan snapped. A gasp echoed across the studio. The control room erupted in whispers. Hoda glanced at the teleprompter, then at Meghan. "So you're saying none of the criticisms have merit?" Meghan exhaled sharply. "I'm saying some narratives are deliberately crafted to undermine a woman who refuses to stay silent." "And you believe you've never contributed to those narratives?" Hoda asked, voice cool. That was the moment something in Meghan cracked, just a little. "I think this interview was set up in bad faith," she said quietly, but every syllable hit like a stone dropping into still water. "If the goal is confrontation rather than conversation, then perhaps I shouldn't be here." The studio froze. One of the producers rushed forward, whispering urgently, "Meghan, please, we can cut to break." "No," Meghan said, rising from her chair. "I'm done." Hoda straightened, stunned. "Meghan, we're live." "I'm aware," Meghan replied, smoothing her dress. "And I won't let my work be trivialized for ratings." Before anyone could stop her, she walked off the set. The cameras followed her retreat for a few seconds before the screen abruptly switched to a commercial. Chaos exploded behind the scenes. "Cut the feed, cut the feed. What are we doing now?" "Hoda, stay seated, we need to control the narrative." Hoda sat stiffly, expression unreadable as makeup artists hurried toward her. "Is she actually leaving?" Someone whispered. "She's already in the hallway," another answered. "Security says she's heading for the exit." In the corridor, Meghan moved briskly, her heels clicking like a countdown. Her assistant scrambled beside her. Your car is outside, should we cancel the rest of the schedule? Yes, Meghan said firmly. Today ends here. Outside, flashes erupted as paparazzi scrambled. Meghan slipped into the black SUV, the door shutting with a decisive thud. Back in the studio, Hoda returned on air, composed but visibly shaken. Well, she began just as the broadcast resumed. As you saw, Meghan Markle has stepped away from the interview. She paused. We'll share more updates as we have them. But the moment the show ended, phones across New York, and soon, the entire world, buzzed with one headline. The storm didn't take long to break. By the time Meghan's SUV merged into midtown traffic, the incident had already exploded across social media. Hashtags erupted like wildfire. Hashtag Meghan vs Hoda. Hashtag Today Show drama. Hashtag walk off live. Meghan's phone buzzed non-stop on the seat beside her. Her assistant, Emily, kept glancing at it nervously. Should I turn it off? Emily asked timidly. Yes, Meghan said, massaging her temples. Silence everything. Emily obeyed, though her hands trembled. She had seen Meghan frustrated before, but never like this, never with her composure so visibly cracked. As the car sped away, Meghan looked out the tinted window at the blur of city lights. She wasn't angry at the criticism itself, she had endured far worse. It was the ambush, the betrayal. She had walked into that studio prepared to talk about women's empowerment, not defend herself against recycled accusations. Bad faith, she whispered. That whole interview was a setup. Meanwhile, back at the Today Show studio, chaos still brewed. Hoda stood in her dressing room, staring at her reflection. Her smile had vanished. She rubbed her forehead, replaying the moment over and over, Meghan's icy tone, the tense silence, the walkout that stunned millions. The executive producer, Brian, burst in without knocking. Hoda, what happened out there? Hoda turned slowly. I asked the questions. The same ones we discussed in the prep meeting. Brian dragged a hand down his face. We agreed you'd be firm. Not confrontational. That wasn't confrontational, Hoda argued. That was journalism. Brian's expression hardened. It looked like an attack. And now the network is getting hammered. Her fans are flooding our lines, and the sponsors are asking what the hell happened. Hoda stepped back, startled. You're blaming me for her reaction. I'm saying the optics are bad, Brian said. NBC wants a statement, today. Hoda's lips pressed into a thin line. Fine, I'll write something. But she knew her words wouldn't stop the avalanche. Across Manhattan, in a quiet hotel suite overlooking the river, Meghan paced the living room while Emily scrolled through the latest headlines. Meghan, it's getting intense, Emily murmured. Some outlets are calling it the biggest live TV meltdown of the year. Fantastic, Meghan muttered. Just what I needed. Emily hesitated. Your PR director wants to do a press call in 20 minutes. No. Meghan's voice was sharp. No press. Not today. Emily swallowed. Then, how do you want to respond? Meghan stopped pacing. I don't respond. Not yet. Let them scramble. Her phone buzzed again, this time with a name she recognized instantly. Prince Harry. Meghan's breath caught. She answered. Hey, Meg, Harry said, his voice tight with concern. I just saw the clip. Are you all right? I'm fine, she said, though her voice betrayed fatigue. It was a mess, but I walked away. I'm proud of you, he said softly. You didn't let them corner you. Meghan closed her eyes, allowing herself a moment of relief. I just wanted to talk about the initiative. Instead, it turned into another interrogation. Then we'll make our own platform, Harry said. We don't need theirs. She smiled faintly. I knew you'd say that. After hanging up, Meghan sat on the couch, staring at the silent phone. She knew Harry meant well, but the world's eyes were burning holes through her already. And the Today Show wasn't done. Evening descended, and the network called an emergency internal meeting. Brian addressed the room. We need to decide how to handle this. The walkout is everywhere. If we don't control the narrative, we lose the day. A senior producer raised her hand. Viewers are split. Some say Meghan overreacted. Others say Hoda pushed too far. And NBC. Someone asked. Brian sighed. They're asking if we need to suspend anyone. All eyes turned to Hoda. Her heart clenched. You want to suspend me? She asked quietly. We're not saying that, Brian said carefully. But the executives want accountability. So I'm to blame, Hoda snapped. For asking questions. For doing my job. The room fell silent. Brian rubbed his temples. Let's table this for now. Hoda, go home. PR will draft a statement for you. Hoda grabbed her coat and left without another word. But as she walked through the lobby, a wave of paparazzi, there for Meghan, turned their cameras on her. Hoda, did you attack Meghan? Did NBC reprimand you? Do you regret your questions? The flashes stung her eyes. Her breath hitched. It had been years since she felt this exposed. She hurried into her car, feeling, for the first time that day, the weight of everything collapse onto her shoulders. Meanwhile, Meghan sat at her hotel window, gazing at the glowing skyline. Emily approached carefully. There's something you should see. She handed Meghan a tablet. It was Hoda's statement. I respect Meghan and regret that our conversation became tense. It was never my intention to cause hurt or discomfort. Meghan exhaled slowly. Damage control. There's more, Emily said, scrolling. NBC's official statement read. At this time, Meghan Markle is not scheduled for future appearances on the Today Show. Emily looked up nervously. People are saying, you were kicked off. Meghan's jaw tightened. Of course they are. She looked out the window again, eyes narrowing with determination. If they think I'm done, she whispered, they're very wrong.